makes the world's most popular home video games. The only Space Invaders. The only Asteroids. The only Pac-Man. The only Missile Command. And soon, the only Defender. And the only way you can play any of them is on a home video system made by Atari.
Have you played Atari today?
How in the world are you doing anyway? Caleb here with another episode of Gaming Through the Ages, the show where we play and showcase the games from the past in order of release. And here we are on this September 7th, year of our Lord 2024. This National Beer Lovers Day, neither snow nor rain day, National Grand Mimosas Day, National Acorn Squash Day, National Salami Day, National Grateful Patient Day, National Tailgating Day, specifically the celebrating sports with food, not necessarily, you know, driving close in front of someone else, not that kind of tailgating. World Beer Day, Governor Federal Lands Cleanup Day here in the States. A National Buy a Book Day. I might be doing that next week. National Duchenne Awareness Week Day. Superhuman Day. National Day of Clean Air for Blue Skies Day. And International Vulture Awareness Day. Man, a lot to be aware of today, but that's not all. About this, video games released on this day. The legendary Final Fantasy VII was released on this day 27 years ago. And Final Fantasy VIII was also released on this day 25 years ago. That game is now hitting that silver anniversary. How about that? Final Fantasy VIII, ladies and gentlemen. 1 year behind that, NFL 2K1 released on this day. Burnout 3 Takedown was released on this day. Here's a significant thing about Burnout 3 Takedown. We will be playing that game later on. That is game number 1140. So it's going to be a while until we get to that point. considering we are only at game number 107. Pokemon Fire Red and Pokemon Leaf Green, 2 Pokemon games were released on this day. So, Pokemon Fire Red was released 20 years ago, another milestone anniversary for that one. Same thing for Pokemon Leaf Green. Also released on this day, Contra Rebirth was released on the now defunct Wii Shop channel as WiiWare 15 years ago today. Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep was released on the PSP 14 years ago today. Marvel's Spider-Man was released on the PlayStation 4 6 years ago today. And finally, Sonic Colors Ultimate, the re-release for modern platforms, released on this day 3 years ago today. I believe I still have that. Let me give me a moment. I'm a big Sonic fan, so of course I have that game. There you go. We'll be playing that at some point later on. Maybe a couple times, actually. I honestly feel like this game's overrated. I kind of like the DS game better. But maybe a second playthrough would change my mind. So, I won't be against playing that game again. More excuses to play Sonic. But at the same time, we haven't reached Sonic. Okay, once we get to Sonic, we'll be playing a Sonic game probably like once every 80 games or so. But that is not where we are. Sonic doesn't even make a single appearance in anything until 1990. And we're in 1982 still. Now, for those of you watching live, yes, we do have a little bit of a delay. This stream was supposed to start at 7. But with mental health in mind, I just couldn't justify starting at 7. I needed a little bit of time. So instead, it's 8 o'clock starts. We are pushing one of the games that was initially planned for today's episode to Monday, and that is Super Pac-Man. So you will see that on the Playing Today roundup, but we are going to stop short of Super Pac-Man. We're going to start Monday night with Super Pac-Man. So this is going to be a relatively short stream. Well, I don't know if we're even going to reach 3 hours. We'll see. And that's fine. It's College Football Saturday. And we have a lot of big games going on. And hopefully you'll join me for the College Football Watch-Along stream later on, which will include the U.S. Open Women's Championship, as well as the Colorado versus Nebraska game. That's going to be big. I think that's going to be the best game of the night. But today, we're going to start out with Demons to Diamonds. I don't know if there's a whole lot of info with this one. I mean, this is a game that was initially programmed by Nick Turner, with graphics designed by Alan Murphy. Nick Turner previously ported Super Breakout, which we played earlier. Players are attempting to shoot demons in a cosmic carnival, and then pick up the diamonds left by them, hence the name, I guess. So, basically, we are to shoot demons whose color matches that of your gun. If successful, the demon transforms into a diamond, which can be shot for even more points. Take care, because shooting a demon with the wrong color transforms into a skull. It's a PAL game, oh boy. That I did not catch. One moment. Okay, that's better. Oh, I just realized the screen's not active. One moment. Okay. Just had to refresh the thing. Alright. So push or turn the controller to move your laser back and forth across the top or bottom of the playfield. Press the control button to fire demons. The longer you hold the control button, the farther your laser will extend up down the screen. Laser disappears when it hits a demon, skull, or real object on the screen. Okay. It's not the same color, I can't go for it. happened there? Okay, I deserve that. And that's game. And we don't have time for another one. That was a pretty lengthy one. I did not expect that. So that was Demons to Diamonds. We will be going back to the Atari 2600 in a little bit. But first off, we do have to spend a little bit of time with some Midway arcade games. Specifically, Joust. I'm going to take a 3-minute timeout. Stand by. Okay. Hopefully you guys can hear the game. Let me know if I need to bump it up. Alright, Joust. Start with a little history. Video games, even in the early 80s, took many months, large amounts of money, and multiple programmers to complete. Companies frequently gambled their whole existence on the success or failure of a single project. Such stakes in other industries might result in conservative project strategies, but being conservative with new video games was like signing a death warrant. Kids then and now want a new surprise every time they enter the arcade. If you don't give it to them, some other company will. This was the atmosphere in 1982 when Williams decided to gamble on a fighting game with no fire button called Joust. Call it a calculated risk. Williams must have had some blind faith in John Newcomer, an young Atari designer who conceptualized Joust. They knew what they were getting with John. After all, he submitted his resume stuff down the throat of a rubber chicken. There were lots of skeptics as Williams once Joust began. As far as Joust gameplay conventions went, Newcomer, lead programmer Bill Fitzrooter, and the rest of the crew were going a wildly different approach. Big concern was the absence of firing. Few Williams expected a game with no shooting to do well. Joust consisted of flying combat with no projectiles and a funny control called a flap button, which was unlike anything ever seen on a computer game. Newcomer and team turned Joust into a high-concept strategy game that stretched the limits of the machine's memory. Not only with the gameplay, but with artwork too. Joust utilized essentially the same color roster scan monitor and multi-board electronic system that Williams had pioneered with Defender. StarTech Journal, a technical magazine for the amusement industry, described this system as somewhat revolutionary. It showed that the future did not belong to the X, Y, or vector monitors used in popular games like Tempest and the Asteroids. Artist Jan Hendricks put a tremendous effort into pushing the graphics beyond what had been done before on the same system, developing realistic-looking ostriches and buzzards that would also move. It was all hand pixel, says Newcomer. Very few people could have pulled that off. Distributors and operators gave that game a frosty reception, despite the fact that it had the capability of receiving 2 orders from 2 players for the same playtime, something that only 2 other video games had done to date, just Space War and Wizard War. The negative buzz didn't bother Newcomer, who likes playing the underdog. He knew success or failure would be decided by democratic vote of voters. He knew whether players were going to accept and learn new control and the flat button. Accept and learn it? Players embraced the flat button and turned Joust into a breakout hit in 1982, when they went on to ship more than 26,000 units. The combination of Joust's organic characters, strategic play, and less violent action earned a broad base of fans that spanned both men, women, young and old. Now, years later, Newcomer is more than happy to talk about the little bugs and imperfections in the classic game. The belly flop bug is Newcomer's favorite because it is crucial to playing cutthroat Joust. Cutthroat is where you ignore racking up points in favor of trying to kill the other player. The Savage Joust development crew racked up countless hours testing Joust's cutthroat capabilities. Newcomer readily admits this is why they never had the time to fix the belly flop bug. The Bugline players repeatedly killed the invincible pterodactyl by main stationary on Cloud was created after last-minute pixel adjustments to the art were not double-checked. The very first Joust machines were shipped with this bug, but Williams sent out replacement problems soon after and fixed the bug on all subsequent machines. On the treadmill, the pterodactyl was described as undefeatable? The question mark alluded to the fact that there was actually a tiny 3-pixel space in which the beast could actually be killed. Star Trek Journal said it was a software glitch which made the 3-pixel Achilles heel. Williams has earlier recommended the pterodactyl programmer, and in the future anything that's supposedly undefeatable will be. Obviously, the pterodactyl glitch was amusing to everybody but arcade operators. The glitches were minor. Williams had succeeded in creating a fun new game with the world all its own. His Majesty King Williams will receive his native subjects as a magnificent Joust tournament in the land of molten magma and stone clouds, where all be able to brave knights shall ride their bird and shall fight with lancy evil enemies. So reads a rare 1982 promo poster for Joust. Newcomer wanted to make the scenario even more involved. And we wanted to do stories and movies, but we just couldn't. I would have loved to have done more characters, but we had to squeeze out every last frame to make room for the ones we had. These days, memory is no longer a problem for video games. Whole digitized movies can be contained in a machine, and some public games can make the vision just a silver screen. But when it comes to video game-based movies, dates years back for Super Mario Bros., Street Fighter, and Mortal Kombat. The possibility of a Robotron movie was once discussed, and John has always felt Joust would make a great movie. Joust, like all other Williams classic games, has become a pop culture phenomenon, which is just a fancy way of saying it's now a collectible. Joust took on several different forms, all considerably more rare than the standard upright version of that game. Unlike Defender, Robotron, Thunder 2, no Joust cabaret models with 13-inch monitors were produced. Cocktail Joust, engineered by Leo Luzia, was the only cocktail game that two players played side by side. Newcomer was recently able to snag a good deal on the Cocktail Joust, which no more than 500 were made. Joust Pitfall, released in 1983, was the first two-player head-to-head pinball game ever made. Players shot for the egg bonus multiplayer in the lava pit eject hole. Dual earnings like never before, screamed the promo brochure. When two people play, each man's is flippers was the charged competition. One more person plays the excitement alone. He controls both sets of flippers and both play fields. Designed Barry Aldrin and Kathleen Mitchell, Joust Pitfall still has a cult following. At Pinball Convention in Phoenix, Arizona, hosted a Joust Pinball tournament just last year. Like Cocktail Joust, less than 500 pinball machines were produced. Newcomers' advice to Joust players is simple. Stick to the center, don't fly all the way to the top, make them bounce and let them come to you. You think that the creators of the game would be best at playing it. We thought we were so hot when we were testing it, we knew all the tricks, says John. After a week in the arcade, that all went out the window. By that time, players can smoke you. That's your own fault, John. If you hadn't come up with the game so crazy, there would have been so many people determined to conquer it. Look like there's some original artwork. It is a cocktail cabinet. Pinball table.
Compared to now, we were working with bubble gum and rubber bands and hot glue. Essentially, the memory in the game was, I believe, 96K, which is just nothing. Now, I mean, we waste that on title screens nowadays. So the real challenge in designing games back then was, how do you do something interesting with some nice animation, and how do you do it in such a small package? Because that doesn't allow us a lot of variety. There was a bug when we first were working on the flying and the running of the ostrich, and we had neglected to consider is when the ostrich lands on some of the floating cliffs, of how's that handled. When does the animation call the running leg and then the non-leg flap sequence? So there's a lot of situations where the ostrich is, the cliff is floating and the ostrich will be flying, but he's not high enough to show his legs, so it'll just do a belly flop across the cliff. And on the one side of the screen, we had two cliffs that were staggered, and when he does a belly flop, there's a little hole of a couple of pixels, and it allows the bird to squeeze out between the two cliffs. And we're racking our brains trying to fix it, but we were so embroiled in playing Cutthroat, where we would try to kill each other when we were playing and testing the game, and it became a really fun trick to do, is that someone would be hovering underneath these cliffs, and then you'd deliberately do the belly flop and squirt out and kill the guy underneath. And so we decided to keep that in there and call it a feature. One thing that was a real frustration for me was I like to pride myself in thinking of all the little details. And when Joust originally came out, there was a nasty pterodactyl bug where a player could stand on the middle edge and just hold his position, and the mouth of the pterodactyl would hit right into the lance, and you could play the game almost infinitum. I never could. I'm just too slow, I guess. But a lot of really good players, when we first sent the game out to manufacturer, could do that, and that really ticked me off, because I had taken every character. I had a grid paper of how big all the characters were. I mapped out what the intelligence, the flight patterns of all the birds and the pterodactyls were, so that nothing like that would happen, where there'd be an infinite bug like that, where you could just keep playing the game forever and ever. Joust the movie is it's a little hobby I've been working on. I guess the transition is, I started off as a toy designer, then I became a video game designer, and then I would like to become a movie designer. So I had always thought that Joust would make a great movie. The technology was never there for what I had in mind, but now it's more than there. Right now, the old video games are being gobbled up by collectors and in people's basements, but the prices are just starting to rise on some of them. You can still get a lot of old games pretty cheaply. I've been looking for an original Joust cocktail table, of which there's, even though Joust did really well, we only made about 500 cocktail tables. And it was really too bad, because it was one of the originals. It was the only two-player simultaneous side-by-side cocktail game that was made, so it had a unique look, because at the time most all the other cocktail tables, like Pac-Man and Ms. Pac-Man, one person sat on one side, the other sat on the other opposite, and then the screen flipped around. Well, this played just like the regular Joust, because you're both sitting next to each other, and the screen didn't flip. So I'd always regretted that I didn't get one for myself, so I finally found one and did some trades here and there, and I paid about $500 for it. But I would say they're probably worth more than that now.
But Nick ended up explaining the time we spent so much time in the backstory. Wow, I can't really explain that. Okay. Okay. That was cool. That game is over. This is kind of funny. The theme of the game. Yeah, 40th place. I'm surprised he didn't go down that low. Okay. Game better. I think we may have time for a little more game. Didn't get a good angle on that one. But ladies and gentlemen, that is Joust. We go back to the Atari 2600. Give us a 3-minute break. And we'll get there. You're back. The game is Jungle Hunt. This might be a game that'll look familiar to a game we played earlier. A few years before Crocodile Dundee hit theaters, but well after Tarzan, Taito had a hit on its hands with Jungle King, a vine-swinging, swashbuckling pseudo-platformer in the arcade. Under pressure from the estate of Edgar Rice Burroughs, who created Tarzan, Taito had to quickly alter the name and likeness of the character. Hence, it changed early in its lifestyle to Jungle Hunt. That is also the title that various ports to consoles received. The premise is a little dated now, but the story goes that Sir Dashley's mate has been kidnapped by cannibals. Your job as Sir Dashley is to rescue her by swinging past vines, crocodiles in the river, alongside boulders, and 2 masked cannibals. You get 5 lives. You control Sir Dashley moving left and right, jumping the fire button, and ducking by pushing down. While you're in the water, you can swing in all 4 directions, so it'll stab crocodiles with your knife using the fire button. Yeah, this really sounds familiar. But you must also watch your oxygen levels and return to the surface repeatedly, or you'll drown. You'll get points by successfully jumping from vine to vine, stabbing crocodiles, and you get more points if their jaws are open, or if it's one of those rogue crocodiles that moves erratically. You also score points by jumping over or ducking boulders, jumping over the cannibals. You also get exactly 500 seconds, a little more than 8 minutes, to reach your mate. And you get bonus points depending on how much time is left. Next time around, everything gets more difficult. Although Pitfall did the jungle swinging vine shtick the previous year, Jungle Hunt is one of a handful of games to include more than 1 or 2 distant play modes each game. That's an interesting thing. This thing showed it was released in 1983. I was 1982. It was quite a trick to pull off with a 4 kilobyte cartridge, especially given the pillar-like scrolling visible in the trees. Atari managed to include most of the arcade game technology challenging, including vines that swing at different speeds, that aforementioned different crocodiles, and 2 boulder sizes. The graphics are serviceable throughout, if not arcade perfect. The jungle scenes are a bit drab, though the river switches up the colors for a more seaworthy blue and red combination. And your character, is easily recognizable as a proper Safari Explorer. I remember being unusually happy that the game showed the number of points you scored when knifing and calling down the river. It seemed big at the time as it wasn't the standard, because it was different in arcades, but something you didn't see much on the 2600. With the exception of repeating subtle patterns, there's no music, not many sound effects throughout. Something had to go to cram in so much gameplay. Nonetheless, Jungle Hunt was a well-received home conversion at the time, and a big seller for the Atari, even though 1983 with the market win strongly against the company. And again, this is from the Jamie Landino book Adventure, the Atari 2600 at the dawn of console gaming. Something happened. Give me a moment. That was weird. The TV is acting... Okay, now I see what happened. Give me a moment here. Okay, the TV shut itself off again. I don't know why. Because I don't think I ever turned on the Apple TV, but it looked like it was on and it shut the TV off. So, okay. Resume the game. Alrighty, this is the most impressive graphically for an in-house Atari game at this point. Oh, lucky. Oh, missed. I'm really bad at boulders. Ah! And that's game. Needless to say, I'm not really boulder at this game. Give me a moment, just set things up. Sorry, this thing's acting a little screwy. Okay, give me a moment. You know what? I'm going to put us into a break here. I'm doing some issues. Let's see if we can just get one more game in at least. Jungle Hunt. Close. Oh man, that big one. Oh, I jumped too early. Tried to cover, I couldn't. Oh man. Don't think I can get the hang of that big boulder. I'm not going to have enough time for another game. Let's see what's up with this thing. Sorry. Okay, let's see if that works. It does. Okay. Good. Okay. Sorry about that. All right. I think it's time for our next game, which is Pitfall. Here we go, Pitfall. Again, from the same book I mentioned earlier. A watershed moment in video game history. David Crane's Pitfall was one of the best games released for the 2600. As Pitfall Harry, your goal is to race through the jungle and collect 32 treasures, money bags, silver bars, gold bars, diamond rings, worth 2,000 to 5,000 points each. Jump and grab vines as you soar over lakes, quicksand, and alligators. Complete the Tarzan-style yell. You can stumble on a rolling log or fall into a hole, both of which can dock you some points. Each time you fall into quicksand, a tar pit, drown in lake, burn in fire, or get eaten by an alligator or scorpion, you lose a life. When that happens, you start the next one by dropping from the trees on the left side of the screen to keep playing. Put your joystick left and right makes Pitfall Harry run. He picks up treasure automatically, holding the stick in either direction while pressing the button makes him jump either over an obstacle or onto a swinging vine. Running to the vine without jumping also works. Push down while swinging to let go of the vine. You can also push up or down to climb ladders. An incredible feat of programming, the game contains 255 screens with 32 treasures scattered throughout them. The world loops around once you reach the last screen. Although Adventure pioneered the multi-room map on the 2600, Pitfall was considerably larger design. Crane fit into the game to the same 4 kilobyte ROM as Adventure. Rather than storing all 255 screens as part of the ROM, which wouldn't have fit, Crane's solution was not to store the world in the ROM at all. Instead, the world will be generated by code, the same way each time. This is similar to games like Rube. But even in that case, the game generates the world and stores it into play. Pitfall generates each screen via an algorithm, using a counter that increments a pseudo-random sequence that is nonetheless consistent and can be run forwards or backwards. The 8 bits of each number in the counter sequence define the way the board works. Bits 0 through 2 are object patterns, bits 3 through 5 are ground patterns, bits 6 and 7 cover the trees, and bit 7 also affects the underground pattern. This way, the world is generated the same way each and every single time. When you leave one screen, you always end up on the same next screen. The game was a jewel, a perfect world incised as a mirror of code. Nick Mumford wrote in 2001 in Supercade, a visual history of the video game age, 1971 to 1984. You get told 3 lives, and Crane points out in the manual that you will need to use some of the underground passages, which skip 3 screens ahead instead of 1, to complete the game on time. The inclusion of 2 on-screen levels, above ground, below ground, with ladders connecting them, makes the game an official platformer, and the game even gives you some say in where to go and what path you take to get there. Pitfall Harry is smoothly animated, and the vines deliver a genuine sensation of swinging even through the game, though the game's in 2D. The game's 20-minute timer, which approximates the 22-minute length of the standard half-hour television show, marked a milestone for console play. It was much longer than most arcade games and even cartridges like Adventure, which you could complete in a few minutes. The extra length allows for more in-depth play. The game's early 80s primarily used inanimate objects as main characters, Crane says in a 2011 interview. Rarely there would be a person, but even those weren't fully articulated. I wanted to make a game character that could run, jump, climb, and otherwise interact with the on-screen world. Crane spent the next couple of years tinkering with the idea before finally coming up with Pitfall. After only about 10 minutes, I had a sketch of a man running on a path through the jungle collecting treasures. Then, after only 1,000 hours of pixel drawing and programming, Pitfall Harry came to life. Crane said he had already gone beyond that 4 kilobyte ROM limit and back within it many times over hundreds of hours. Right before release, he was asked to add additional lives. Now I can add a display to show you the number of lives remaining, and I can bring in a new character when new life was used. The latter was easy, Crane said, because Pitfall Harry already knew how to fall and stop when he hit the ground. Crane had just dropped him from behind a tree cover. For the lives indicator, I had only a vertical tally marked to the timer display. That probably only cost 24 bytes, and with another 20 hours of scrunching the code, I could fit that in. Pitfall couldn't have been timed more perfectly, as Raiders of the Lost Ark was the prior year's biggest movie. The cartridge delivered the goods and became the best-selling home video game of 1982, and it's often credited as the kickstarted the platformer genre. Pitfall held the top spot on Billboard's chart for 64 consecutive weeks. The fine graphic sense of the Activision design team greatly enriches the Pitfall experience, Electronic Games magazine wrote in January 1983, bestowing the cartridge Best Adventure Video Game. This was as richly complex a video game as you'll find anywhere. Watching Harry swing across the quicksand pit on a splendor vine while crocodiles snap their jaws frantically in a futile effort to tear off a little leg of hero snack is what video game adventures are all about. Pitfall's influence is impossible to overstate. From Super Mario Bros. To Prince of Persia to Tomb Raider, it was the start of something huge. Unfortunately, we're going to slightly take a break on me because I feel a need. Let's just say nature's calling. So we're going to take another 3-minute timeout, just so that's resolved, so then I can play Pitfall comfortably. Okay. This time it's for real. Sorry about the little delay. Oops. I gotta get the timing down. That's the thing. I gotta get the timing down. Obviously, that's game over. So let's try again. 1821 is my. Is that my score? Wow, I lost points. Can't get the timing down. That's the thing. You gotta get the timing down. Oh. I moved when I shouldn't have. That's on me. And that's game. Okay, let's see if I can do it again. Really bad games, for sure. Really bad games. Press the button. Oh. Missed the rope. No, missed the rope again. And that's game. Man, I'm doing really bad at this game. I figured I'll be better at this. I was looking forward to playing this game, and then... Oh, I missed it. Ah! Again! I have no idea what's... Well, I'm going to look into something. Hold on a second. I'm going to look into something with the TV. I'm wondering if it's input lag and not the game. There we go. Okay, we'll see if that helps. Okay. It was feeling better, I just don't have the timing down still. How come I wasn't... Start over here. Oh man. Oh, that's for that. So bad. Gotta figure this out. Oh, that's bad. I didn't think I'll land there. I did, but I did, and that's game. Oh man, I thought I was gonna miss it. Oh, too early. Oh, that's game. Let's see if I can do better than that. I can do better than that. Come on. Oh. I miss. I got eaten by an alligator. Lovely. If you want to see someone really succeed at Pitfall, this is not your video. They do exist. There's some really impressive videos up there. I got there in time. You make that mistake. Moving back to the beginning. First time out there. I pressed jump. I'm pretty sure I pressed jump. Somehow I didn't register, and that's game. That was really bad. Still have 10 minutes of this, folks. Just in time. Oh, never mind. I'm just gonna go this way. Oh, I got unlucky there. 2 times in a row. That's game. That's a little unfair. Or maybe it is fair. I don't know. I don't know at all. Whew. That was bad. That was really bad. That was on me. I'm not gonna say. He's like, oh my gosh, the input lag. That was risky. I should not have done that. Wow. Ah. Okay, that was late. I think I tried to get it on time, but I didn't. That was late. I'm not gonna blame that on the input lag. Alright. That was really bad. Okay. Oh boy. And that's game? Well, that's unfair. That was okay, that was dumb. Start over. That was bad. That started off bad too. That's unfair. No. That time didn't register a jump. And that put me in a game over position. Not much time left. No. Man. The frustrating thing is this game is legit fun. I mean, think of any, platformer. I mean, this is basically one of the earliest ones. Well, and it does a good job. I'm just bad at it. Thankfully, you guys aren't, tuning in to see the best video gamer of all time. You're just enjoying the history. And hopefully I encourage this, hopefully this will show you to give this game a chance. To Okay, that worked out. Oh, treasure. Oh. Okay. Made some progress, even on my last life. Oh. Did not see that coming. There's a lot of trial and error. Oh, and that's time. That's game. So, okay. That is Pitfall from Activision for the Atari 2600. Now, because we started an hour late, we are not taking a 15 quite yet. We have 4 more games to go. And there's a chance we'll be done probably in an hour's time, maybe less than an hour. So we probably will not get even in a 15 or an 18-minute break. So here we are. Next game is Mega Mania. The last 3 games we're going to speed through. We're not going to spend a ton of time on them. One of them will probably spend a lot more time on the history than we are the actual game. This is Mega Mania. Oh. From Janie's book, it's possible that there's nothing quite like So 1982 as the TV commercial for Mega Mania. It features lots of wild colors and outlines, a rock song by the Tubes, and the special effects that only the year of New Wave could bring. Here's the cover of the manual. If you think Mega Mania is just another space game, you're dreaming. And that dream will become a nightmare. A space nightmare. The game, programmed by Steve Cartwright, is set up like Space Invaders, but with several twists that helped keep the genre fresh. You fight off wave after wave of outrageous objects, each one different and with unique movement patterns, like a megasphere's orbital path. Some of the enemies gradually descend to the bottom, while others only move side to side. Foes rain down fast and continuously loop from top to bottom until you destroy them all. Some of the objects invade your space. If you collide with one, you lose a ship. You can shoot one missile at a time, but notably you can steer it by moving your mobile blaster left or right with the joystick. Every time you complete a wave, you get bonus points for the amount of energy you have remaining, and fully recharge for the next wave. If you run out of energy during the wave, you also lose a ship. There are 8 distinct waves: hamburgers, cookies, bugs, radical tires, diamonds, steam irons, bow ties, and space dice. Obviously, all these objects go together. The 8 ways make up a mega cycle. After the first mega cycle, the game gets tougher, as the objects all change color and movement patterns get more aggressive. The Atari 8-bit 200 releases added some graphic detail and a title screen and featured a couple of different enemies, but otherwise play identically to the 2600 cartridge. The game gives you a new ship every 10,000 points for a maximum of 6. Scoring 45,000 points was enough to satisfy the Mega Maniac Emblem patch from Activision. At the time, the game's market was flooded with space games, Cartwright said in a 2017 interview with Atari Age forum member Lazary. But the company thought we were sitting on something that was a generation ahead of the competition in terms of playability. We needed something to make Mega Mania stand out. So they decided to try marketing it completely different from other space games. First style marketing suggested was Gadzooks. We loved the idea in general, but felt Gadzooks wasn't quite it. The idea was Mega Mania, a space nightmare. Marketing thought all the enemy ships actually looked hamburgers, bow ties, tumbling dice, etc. Of course, they originally designed to look like enemy ships, but with 8-bit graphics, there was only so much I could do. Today, Mega Mania holds up well. It's distinctive, addictive, and satisfying to play. And the steerable bullets reduce some of the frustration you normally experience in this kind of game. Although this cartridge isn't as celebrated as other Space Invaders style games like Galaxy and Galaga, Mega Mania remains the top 10 all-time downloads on the Atari Mania. Just remember to queue up the commercial on YouTube for the full nostalgia effect. Obviously, we ended up going with the Pitfall commercial on the previous episode because Pitfall is has a little more depth, and it's more transformative in terms of the gaming industry. But let's take a look at Mega Mania. And not much for a track mode. I will say this. This game's subtitle is Space Nightmare, but I always thought that a space nightmare would be being an astronaut who was claustrophobic. But then again, would that cure your claustrophobism? Because by going out beyond the atmosphere, you have space. Just a thought. Can't get out of that one. That one wasn't so good. That was really bad at that game. Okay, let's try again. That was my best game, I think. Nah. This is my best game. I don't think I can get out of that one. I just don't know how to get out of that one. And we still got 5 minutes to kill. 6,000 points. That's definitely my best game. I don't even remember what my previous best score was, but that has to be my best one. Ah. Where I struggle. I only have one life. Yeah, that was notable. But I still got a better score. 61, not 70. So I'm getting better. I don't know why. I guess I did. It was a pretty good pitfall, but it was kind of gradual. I can definitely deserve, requires you to put in a ton of play time to get good at it, for sure. Not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, when beating is like just shy of 20 minutes, you need pretty much precise platform to be able to pull off. I wasn't paying attention. We're not gonna have time for another game. Woo. That's probably my third best game, so my last 3 games were my best ones. I feel like that is a undeniably fun and intense game. We've had back-to-back fun games. I'm just bad at Pitfall, which gets me a little concerned about sequels. And honestly, I'm a little surprised that game has not been released in the modern era. We have 3 games left, and 2 of them are baseball games. So when we come back, we're going to delve into a little baseball. Or actually, forget about it. We're going to do baseball right now because it's on here. So this is the first of a Real Sports series. You're going to see a lot of these. Programmed by Jim Andrewson and Keithan Hang. Yeah, I don't know if I pronounced that right. Apologies if I did not. Man, there's a lot of depth here. Okay. All these balls, I think they're I don't quite understand how these are balls. If this misses a score run, I'm probably going to stop there because I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm going to stop there because I don't know what I'm doing. I was looking at a screenshot from an article about this game. I'm like, wow, that's pretty impressive. Now I'm just seeing that's the 5200 version. I feel like they are trying way too hard for these real sports games, so I'm a little not so looking forward to the rest of these real sports games that were made specifically for the 2600. It is what it is. We're going to take the break time. Yes, we have one arcade game and one more baseball game to go through. So I'm going to take a 3-minute timeout. quick look at. Hold on, I thought those were. Next game is Satan's Hollow, and this is what the kind of look like. It's pretty much used the same joystick as Tron did. I don't think we're doing Tron. And this is the marquee. The cell sheet, which is been seen on the left side, and the back of it. So I'm going to change the countdown again. We're going to need more time than we end up. Getting, so let's. That blows. Pun intended. I mean, pun's always intended. Man, on the corner. Game. And we're not gonna have time to do another one. Especially when it doesn't seem to be. Yeah, it only takes 2. That's weird. Okay. 30 seconds left on this one, and then we had one more game to go before we send you off on your college football Saturday. And that'll be one more baseball games for your Atari 2600. Stand by in 10 seconds. Alright, last game of the day. Super Baseball. Here's the thing. According to my knowledge, both of these games were released in October 1982. And both were Atari. So it's like, who asked Atari to release multiple baseball games for the same console? It boggles the mind. much, you kind of have to remember what the pitches are, really. I feel like this is the same exact game almost. What is up with that? I mean, I do like the interface a little better. It does look better than Real Sports. I'm having the same problems here as I did with Real Sports Baseball. I'm like, what am I doing? A lot of it is like, I can think I can figure out everything but pitching. I mean, moving a guy around and throwing to the base, that's really grab. It makes sense with the joystick, right? Yeah, you have the joystick here and your button. Really, all you need to be able to throw. I guess 4 buttons make sense because you can use that as a diamond. Like, oh, first to that base to throw the first, and yeah, that control scheme also makes sense. But you don't have that luxury with only one joystick and 1 button. I seem to be only doing one thing. I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, you should be able to point to different directions and be able to pitch. And that's not. I don't know if I'm really pitching, like I'm just throwing. they still consider them balls, and like, I don't know what I'm doing. I have to figure this out. In the meantime, we're gonna call it. We start Monday night with Super Pac-Man. And what else do we have? Sword Quest Earthworld, Hubert Burger Time, Another Real Sports Game, Millipede, and Pole Position. Those are the games we're looking at. In the meantime, that was game number 114. Super Baseball hopefully will start on time on Monday. There's always that chance we start late. But it doesn't happen. In the meantime, I'll see you Monday. We'll work in Super Pac-Man to make up for lost time today. Enjoy College Football Saturday. Remember, I am doing a watch-along starting at 1 o'clock. We'll watch the games I'm watching, including the Tulane-Kansas State game, the U.S. Open Women's Final, Colorado against Nebraska, and then Oregon State against San Diego State. So if you want to join me watching those, Elmerson Sports Watch on channel and that. In the meantime, I'll catch you on the flip side. God bless. And take care as we are. Hey, get this right. 886 games away from Sonic Adventure 2.